We begin at Hampden Park on one of the most anticipated nights of competition, the 100-metre finals. The race for gold in the women's event had opened up as one of the favourites, Michelle Lee Aya from Trinidad and Tobago, was forced to withdraw with injury. In her absence, it was Nigeria's Blessing Okagbare who qualified fastest for the final, lining up in lane 5. Bronze medalist at the London Olympics, Veronica Campbell-Brown, spearheaded a trio of Jamaicans, all targeting glory.
Campbell-Brown needs gold to complete a huge collection of global crowns. Okagbare wants to prove to the world she's as good a sprinter as she is a long jumper. One of these women is 11 seconds away from a piece of sporting history. Okagbare is up and she has a lead over Veronica Campbell-Brown, but the Jamaican's coming. Can the Nigerian come away? Yes, she can! Okagbare, the African queen, reigns in Glasgow tonight. 10:85. She has smashed the game's record and she's denied one of the greatest sprinters in history a Commonwealth title. Veronica Campbell-Brown was desperate to pick up this gold, but it was not to be. Blessing Okagbare has torn the Jamaicans to pieces. 10:85. She had the advantage. Campbell-Brown started to come back, but Okagbare was away. She was in the groove. She looked the best in qualification. She had the fastest time in the semis, and she's delivered the performance of her life tonight. Blessing Okagbare is the Commonwealth champion. A fantastic performance to take the gold. It's silver again for Campbell-Brown, as it was 12 years ago. This might be the title she's destined never to have, and a well-deserved bronze medal for Karen Stewart of Jamaica as well.
It was the Jamaican Olympic relay gold medalist Kemar Bailey-Cole who clocked the fastest time in the men's qualifiers. He lined up in lane 5 alongside England's big medal hope and world junior champion Jimmie.
So the big stadium now will be hushed for the last track event of the day. Jelks, Nigeria 1, Gittins, Barbados 2, Fraser, Bahamas 3, Jimmie, England 4, Bailey-Cole, Jamaica 5, Livermore, Jamaica 6, Adams, St Kitts and Nevis in 7, Ashmead, Jamaica in lane 8. Who is going to be crowned the fastest man in the Commonwealth in 2014? And we look to see who gets out of the blocks well, and Jimmie going well, Gittins as well, and on the far side, Jelks. And here comes the Jamaicans, Bailey-Cole improving, and Bailey-Cole is the front and wins it in a time of 10.01. Kemar Bailey-Cole has taken the gold medal for Jamaica. A lot of athletes were up there at 50 metres. 10 seconds it's been rounded down to, equaling the time he produced in the semi-final. Silver medal for England's Jimmie, 10.1, and bronze for Jamaica as well with Nickel Ashmead from lane 8, 10.16. Antoine Adams takes 4th. St Kitts and Nevis 10.17. Jelks, who got a great start once again, the Nigerian former American, 10.17 for 5th. Jason Livermore, Jamaica in 6th, then Warren Fraser, and last and by no means least, in a really good quality 100 metres in fairly cold conditions now, Ramon Gittins taking 8th. But Kemar Bailey-Cole, he was terrific in the last 50 metres and he came storming through.
Bailey-Cole was trailing Jimmie at the beginning, and then the big Jamaican began to get into his running. Only a quarter of a second separating the entire field. When Bailey-Cole got the advantage, nobody could go with him. Jimmie was tying up, but he did brilliantly to deny the Jamaicans a 1-2. A classy performance, and not just from the winner.
Bailey-Cole got a shocking start, didn't drive out of the blocks whatsoever. He almost looked as though he just stood up and ran. He was way back on the leaders after 30-40 metres, but now you see him starting to improve. Now he's floating across, and you can see just how powerful the Jamaicans are going to be as well. Ashmead out of the picture on the left, he takes bronze. Add Usain Bolt to that. Wait for those sprint relays. And there is the result, the 22-year-old from Jamaica taking the gold medal, and he is the star of the show so far as the men's event's concerned here today. Takes the blue ribbon event, and it is going to be silver for England, Adam Jimmie.
In the women's hammer throw final, Canada's Sultana Frizzell was aiming to defend her gold medal from Delhi 4 years ago.
Fifth round for Frizzell. Way out goes that hammer into the night sky, and ooh, it is better, but it's only just inside the sector, just by a centimetre or two. So putting a lot into it, but still looking at round to the left. But it is the best throw of the day, and this could seal the gold medal for the Canadian. Let's look again at Frizzell. Another games record here. Second of the final. She also did it in qualifying, beat her own Delhi mark. And it's 71 metres 97 for the Canadian. That may be the gold medal winning performance.
An impressive showing from the Canadian as she took gold ahead of New Zealand's Julia Ratcliffe and Sophie Hitchen from England. In the men's shot put, the night firmly belonged to Odain Richards from Jamaica. His throw of 21.61 metres claimed gold and a Commonwealth Games record. So Richards picked up the gold, while Tom Walsh from New Zealand took silver, and Canada's Tim Nadeau got the bronze. The fastest of the women's parasport T12 athletes would also be crowned on day 5. Here's a guide to the classification.
T12 is for runners with a moderate visual impairment. They have a restricted field of view and can make out the track lines when looking straight down.
Libby Clegg alongside guide Mikael Huggins was the firm favourite to win Scotland's first athletics gold in 20 years.
Well, away they good, really good reaction there by Libby Clegg and Michael Huggins beside her. They're leading at the moment by a big margin. Not the same coordination with Chavos left to picture. Clegg is going to win this one by 10 metres and more there. And the time, wow, 12.20. It's faster still than this morning, into a slight headwind. She improves her world-leading time from just a few hours ago. It's gold for Scotland, and by a monstrous winning margin there. Libby Clegg, well, she was IPC World Champion in this discipline 3 years ago. She had a sprint double at the European Championships, the IPC European Championships in 2012, and she's getting quicker this season. That one not far outside her lifetime best, set 2 years ago of 12.13. Time for Clegg there confirmed at 12.20, the fastest time in the world this year. Wonderful.
We also had the final for the men's 100-metre T37 event. Here's how it works.
T37 is for runners with a moderate impairment down one side. These athletes have to compensate for balance problems at the start and throughout the race.
Two-time Paralympic champion from South Africa, Fanny van der Merwe, lined up in lane 3. His biggest competition most likely to come from teammate Charles du Toit.
Van der Merwe will need to get a good start, and indeed he does so. Also going well, Jones, the Welshman, and now du Toit is trying to put the South African under pressure, but he's done it. Fanny van der Merwe, heartbroken last year when he missed out on a medal at the World Championship, has secured a wonderful Commonwealth title here. It isn't quite a world record, but it's still a brilliant time. 11.65. Dutoit tried to put him under pressure and did so, but van der Merwe had the class and it showed.
That is the face of a winner and a gold medal for South Africa.
Brilliant that these athletes get to be part of the Commonwealth setup. And when it comes to the medal table, for the first time, para-sport medals count exactly the same as their able-bodied counterparts. Fanny van der Merwe is the Commonwealth champion. Dutoit takes the silver, and a season's best for the youngster Rhys Jones. He gets the bronze.
In the women's 400-metre semi-finals, Stephanie McPherson from Jamaica cruised to victory with a time of 50.69 in Heat 1. And it was another Jamaican who stormed home in Heat 2, Christine Day, with a time of 51.02. Could defending champion Amanto Moncho do the same in Heat 3, or would Novleni Williams-Mills make it a trio of Jamaican wins?
So only the first two, remember, guaranteed to join some quality Jamaicans in the big final. Moncho's gone off relatively conservatively. She's got Williams-Mills outside her now, picking off the athletes on their outside. Regina George going well for Nigeria. And now Williams-Mills starting to move into her running, but Moncho looks fairly comfortable just inside her. Moncho has this under control with Williams-Mills outside her. Regina George will try and keep this going to get an automatic spot, but she'll have to rely on a fastest loser berth. So, who wants to take this one? They're both safely through to the final. Noveline Williams-Mills holding off a very steady-looking Amanto Moncho. So Noveline Williams-Mills through to what should be a brilliant, brilliant final. Moncho just did enough. And the fastest losers coming from the second of those women's semi-finals. It will be a showdown between the Botswanan and a whole class of Jamaicans. Stephanie McPherson, really impressive in her qualification. Moncho has the opportunity to deny the Jamaicans a clean sweep, and it will be fascinating when that one runs tomorrow.
In the high jump event of the men's decathlon, Kurt Felix from Grenada jumped highest, clearing 2.11 metres in a season's best performance. So after 4 rounds, Canada's Damien Warner still led the way, ahead of England's John Lane. Next was the 400 metres. Warner knew a big race here would cement his place at the top, ahead of the final rounds on day 6.
Where they got Warner in the black strip, third from right for Canada. It's not what black when you see the front of that vest, but boy, has he gone off like a rocket. Warner there for Canada. And looking very, very strong at the moment. He's a 47.6 performer. He was 5th in the Olympic Games in 2012. World bronze medalist last year. He's got plenty of experience and he will know how to gauge his effort throughout the second half of this 400 metres. He looks to me like he's gone flat out for the first 250. Also going well on the outside is Kurt Felix. Remember, he lies in 3rd place, the Grenadian overall. Every tenth of a second is vital for these men. There's a battle royal going on behind. John Lane running superbly for England in lane 7. But watch Warner. He's beginning to tread water now. The legs have gone. The stride length is coming through fabulously there in lane 3. It's Wales' David Guest. 47.79 for Damien Warner.
So after 5 events, Warner's lead over England's John Lane stands at 84 points.